How to sing with the perfect tension. You see, most of the time when we are learning how to sing, we are told to relax as we sing higher, right? We are told that, oh, if you are singing correctly, there should be no tension, there should be no strain, you should feel very free when you are singing. That is a absolutely brilliant advice until you are not a beginner. What do I mean? For most beginners, the idea of relaxing as you sing higher into your vocal range, it is a very good advice, especially for beginners, because most beginners, when they are singing, they are straining. Now here's the caveat. The caveat is this: most people don't realize that in order to sing well, in order to learn how to sing high notes well, you need to have some tension at the beginning. In fact, even when you're great, even when you're like a Bruno Mars, Shawn Mendes, Ariana Grande, Whitney Houston, Jessie J, Harry Styles, Louis Capaldi, James Arthur, even when you're at that level, guess what? You are still going to have tension in your vocal cords when you sing higher. Why? It should be common sense, but it is not very common because of the advice of how you should always be relaxing as you get higher. Because when you're singing, you're using muscles. The very obvious ones are your vocal cords muscles in the larynx, the muscles in your larynx. And there are two types of muscles: the CT muscles and the TA muscles, the cricothyroid and the thyroarytenoid muscles. So when they contract, they are muscles. So guess what? If let's say now you have biceps, if you flex your biceps, guess what's gonna happen? There will be tension. Now flex your bicep, you definitely felt tension there, right? If else you need to seek medical attention immediately. But you get the idea that there has to be tension whenever the muscles are working. So the idea of relaxing as you sing higher, it is a perfect advice for beginners. But for more advanced singer who's intending to sing beyond a beginner's level, you want to sing like a fucking Bruno Mars or Ariana Grande, then guess what? In order to learn how to reach the level, you have to embrace some tension, because by the end of this video, you will understand exactly what is the right type of tension that you need to have, especially at the beginning. And how once you're able to get familiarized with this type of right tension, that is actually the key to strengthen your high, complete, mixed voice vocal placement, which in turn helps you to unlock those powerful high notes. And when you're able to embrace this right tension, then you will see huge improvements in your mixed voice. Hey, it's JJ here, and if this is your first time watching my videos, I help singers like you unlock your high notes fast by showing you how you can access your high, complete, mixed voice vocal placement. And if that sounds exactly like what you need, then hit the subscribe button below and let's get started. Continuing from what I've said earlier, the truth is this: when you're in your head voice or falsetto, it should be very relaxed. But once again, this idea of relaxed, it is a relative term. What do I mean? If right now, let's say I'm not even talking, I'm just still like this, versus if I were to do a ooh, 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 would there be a difference? Of course. But for most of you, if you are familiar enough with your head voice and your falsetto, you will say that my head voice and my falsetto feel so relaxed, right? But for a lot of beginners, understand that even when you're making an easy sound like what I just did, that it is a pure head voice, a pure falsetto voice, you might still feel that is a bit of strain, a bit of more tension than just completely still. Now, if you can understand this idea, that is between not doing anything and a falsetto slash head voice. Now, from this falsetto slash head voice to a mixed voice, up there, high in your range. I think I've said this multiple times in both of my videos, the belting videos that I've produced. You see, the thing is this, I've said this: a mixed voice, or a belt, whatever you want to call it, it should be only a bit more effort than a falsetto and a head voice. You see, most people, they can never understand why I say that, because you see, the truth is this: most beginners, when I tell you this, it sounds like absolute bullshit to you. Why so? Because for you perceive head voice and the belt or the mix to be a huge gap. Just like how when you are first a beginner, you perceive this, not speaking, not doing anything, and you perceive these two things as one is you might even strain on that falsetto. Your falsetto might be strained. It might not sound nice at the beginning. Do you get what I'm saying here? So back then, if you're a super total beginner, and I told you, and someone tell you that, you know what, your head voice and your falsetto, it's so easy, you wouldn't believe, because back then you're still straining with your head voice, with your falsetto. But now let's say you have become a bit better, you wanna learn how to sing your mixed voice, then the same thing. It's the exact same logic when I tell you that a mixed voice, it takes a bit more effort than a head voice and a falsetto. At first, you will think that is bullshit. But afterwards, the more you practice, the more you get the right type of tension that I'm about to show you in a moment, you realize that eventually your brain will realize, hey, I want to hold on to this tiny and yet effective, perfect tension, and I can relax the outer neck muscles, the irrelevant tension. It is about knowing what kind of tension to hold on to and what kind of tension to let go. Does that make sense? So now, let me show you exactly what I mean. Let's take a very common scale. I'm doing here at G4. It might be a bit high for some guys. For the ladies, it should be pretty comfortable. Now, here's what I want to show you. Most people think that if I were to do this scale, it should sound or it should feel like this. Go, 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 go. And in fact, a lot of vocal coaches, that is how they will be demonstrating it. Go, 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 go. Very relaxed, transient to head voice at the top. No tension. That is what you need as a beginner. But understand this, I'm going a bit more in depth here. How do I keep it in a mixed voice? The key is this. You have to hold on to the top note. Listen carefully again. This time round, previously I'm keeping everything a light compression. Now I'm going to go into more of a medium compression. Go, 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 go. Can you hear that it is different from go, 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 go. I'm using a bit more effort for the first one, the heavier one. And for me, I perceive that change to be a noticeable change, and yet it is not like a whole world of difference apart. But for you, if you try the heavier one, you might feel that, oh, I'm straining, I'm holding on. Oh, I need to let go. Now, here's the thing where most people get it wrong. Most people don't realize that the heavier sound that I just did there on a G4, especially if you're someone who have always learned to let go as you reach the top notes, which is perfectly fine, which is actually what you need in the beginning. If you have always been doing that, if you were suddenly to compress into a go, 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 you will feel like you're straining. You're straining. You're trying very hard for it. It is normal. It is perfectly normal. Now, most people, they will shy away from that, and they will go back to what they are normally comfortable with, which is go, 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 go. That is a very important thing to do. Don't get me wrong. In fact, I advocate doing that. But like once again, I'm going to say,
could have that. What could have they done? Could have they them do differently this time round, or what was?
As you become more advanced, you want to sing a heavier mixed voice, a belt quality kind of mixed voice. That is what you actually need. Does that make sense? So now then, the next question becomes, okay, I'm gonna try that, but how am I gonna determine whether is it the perfect tension, the right tension, or is it just purely strain? It's very simple. If it strains, then your vowels will get white. Okay, this is so important, I'm gonna say it again. If you are actually straining, your vowels is going to get white, as simple as that. What do I mean? Same thing. Go, 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 go. The vowel I'm using here is O, 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 O. So if I'm straining, I might sound a bit like this. Go, 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 go. Can you see that? Go, go, ga, ga, go, go. The vowel is changing. versus this. Go, 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 go. Can you hear it is oh, 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 go, 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 go throughout? Now, here's the very challenging part. Once you have developed a certain level of competency in the compression, then the difference will be very obvious. Just now when I'm doing that, when I'm doing right and when I'm doing wrong, I feel tension on both. But it is very obvious to my brain which is the correct one and which is the wrong one. But here's a challenge. As a beginner, or rather as someone who's learning how to compress more into a mixed voice belt kind of quality, the challenge is this. If you do both of them, it is difficult for you to decipher which tension is right. That means when you're doing the right thing, you might be afraid and think that, oh, this is a wrong tension. At the same time, if you're doing the wrong thing, the tension feels the same to you when you're first starting out, and that is what makes it so deceptive. And that is why I'm going to say this once again and again, that the key determining factor is as long as your vowel is spreading, you are going to be straining. As long as your vowel is kept constant. Just now I'm doing a oh, 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 oh. If let's say now I'm going to do a let's do a ki 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 ki. I'm not changing anything. Most of the time, if you notice yourself doing this, changing vowel. Of course, I'm exaggerating here, but here's the really funny part. Because of how insensitive, I mean, this is not even beginners, this is for even some singers, they might have this problem because of how insensitive your ears are. Like really, when you're going for vocal lessons with me, you're not paying me for my voice, you're not paying me to listen to me sing to you. You can do that with your favorite singer, but not with me. You're paying me for my ears and for my brain. Because really all I'm doing is I can hear what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Because here's the truth. Most of you, when you are doing this, your vowels will be spreading. I can say 99% of you, when you're doing this, your vowels will be getting wider. But here's the challenge. You wouldn't realize it. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean here. I'm going to deliver a bit more value for you. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 2 examples, and I want you to comment down below which do you think is the right one and which do you think is the wrong one. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Now that's a tricky one. Both sounds the same. You can play back, listen to them again. One of them, my vowel is spreading. The other one, my vowel is keeping very consistently. Now here's the challenge. Can you spot the difference? Can you hear the difference? Because I purposely made a really small change. If you think that the first one is the correct demonstration, comment down below 1. And if you think the second one is the correct demonstration, comment down below 2. And I'm curious to see how your ears are working. But understand this, if you have always learned to let go of the compression as you get higher, here's the thing, when you first begin learning how to do this is, by the way, actually whatever I'm teaching today is actually stage 3 and stage 4 of the complete mixed voice methodology, where we're learning to belt in our full mixed voice already. So I'm gonna give you another pitfall that you're gonna fall into, and that is when you first try this, your voice is gonna break like mad, or you will strain like mad. Either one. If you're still letting go, your voice is going to break. If you're holding on to it too much, then your voice is going to sound strained. But you always want to hold on, and that is why I'm also very hesitant to teach all this on YouTube. Because guess what? This kind of advices is very relative. How much tension you feel versus how much tension I feel, I can only tell you when we are face to face, when you're working with me on a private lesson. That is the most accurate thing I can do. But if I'm just talking to you, there's no feedback, I have no idea what you're doing. So whatever I'm saying today, I'm trying my best to calibrate it so that everyone can have a fair understanding of what I'm trying to say here today. That's why this kind of work, stage 3 and 4, the course complete mixed voice 2.0 that I'm going to make is going to be very comprehensive. But even then, you will see the best result if you were to take up a lesson with me. In fact, lessons with me to work on it. If you are serious about becoming a singer. Because if singing is just a hobby, you don't actually have to learn all these skills. All these skills are advanced skills that really the best singers, you name them, they are doing them. But of course, if you're a serious hobby singer, you can do that as well. It can be absolutely learnt. I learnt all this. I had none of this when I was first starting out. Now, have you ever heard a vocal coach tell you that,
oh, you know what? When you're singing, your external neck muscles should be relaxed, okay, and only engage the muscles
in your larynx? I've heard it a multiple thousand fucking times. You see, that is such a dangerous advice, if not calibrated. So I'm gonna calibrate it for you right here. Because whatever you have heard a vocal coach say, oh, you have to keep the neck muscle relaxed, it is a very ideal situation. And even then, it requires a shit ton of work to reach that level. Because even when you look at singers sing, the best singers, you still see that their neck muscles move a bit here and there. It is perfectly normal. Having your neck muscles completely relaxed, it is an ideal situation that only the best of the best can accomplish. But don't get me wrong, it can be done. It just takes way more effort. But today's video is more for beginners, and that is why I'm going to say this. As long as you're not a naturally born talented singer, that means you didn't start singing since you were young. If you are going to learn this skill set of compressing the high complete mixed voice vocal placement, if you're going to learn how to do it, the first time you compress properly into your high placement, you're going to feel strain. Period. You'll definitely feel strain or tension, whatever you want to call it. You'll feel something tightening up here. But instead of doing this, instead of allowing yourself to feel the right tension, most people, they will avoid it. They'll just avoid it because vocal coaches all over the internet is saying this.
Relax, just relax as you sing higher.
You are led to believe that, oh, there's this magical mixed voice. The moment you find this magical mixed voice, guess what? Your neck muscles will relax completely and you'll sing with so much freedom. Hallelujah, right? Oh no. Allow me to wake you up with the harsh truth of the day. You can never get a balanced or chesty sounding mixed voice unless you first start to understand and learn how to compress and feel the tension in your high complete mixed voice vocal placement. Now the key here is this. You have to be straining and feeling the tension while you are in your high complete mixed voice vocal placement, and not in your low and stubborn heavy chest voice placement. Now, this is so important that I'm going to say again. When you're feeling this tension and strain, whatever you want to call it, this extra push, the truth is this. It is only going to be useful, it is only going to be safe, going to work, going to help you get better if you are doing that in your high complete mixed voice vocal placement. Because guess what? A lot of you have these kind of experiences. If you've watched up to now, you might be thinking, all along in the past, I've been pushing and straining, then why haven't I gotten better? Here's the reason why, bro or sister. Because you're doing all that in your low placement. I've said this multiple fucking times. Any practice that you do in your low placement is equals to 0. Any practice you do in your high complete mixed voice vocal placement, it is a times 3, 5 times 10. Improvement. You have to understand this thing, that your practice, that the effort you use in your practice and the time you spend in your practice, they have to be multiplied by something. They have to be multiplied by a multiplier. And here's the thing for logical people out there. Your high complete mixed voice vocal placement, whatever training and practice you take, is going to help it times 10. Now, here's the danger in your low placement. Your low placement is a multiplier of 0. You heard me right. Fucking huge ass 0. What does that mean? It means no matter how much you practice, a fucking million hours times 0 is
0.
That's right, 0. That's right from day 1. So far, I've not been addressing complete mixed voice vocal placement because I've said it many times. But towards the end, I realized that I still have to say it again. Most of you, if you tried whatever I've taught you in this video, you tried it for 1 month, and you still don't see any improvements. You're still stuck in your low placement. But if you try whatever I've told you in this video, and you notice fast improvement, then congratulations, you've already accessed your high complete mixed voice vocal placement, and all you have to do now is to do repetitions and repetitions afterwards. And eventually you will face more problems, which are good problems because they are new problems that surface because you've gotten better. Does that make sense? So I hope whatever message I'm trying to convey in this video, you truly understand it. And if this video is a bit advanced for you, don't worry, replay the video, watch it multiple times because I gave you a lot of golden nuggets in this video. Replay the video, watch my demonstrations again, and listen to what I've said earlier on. Internalize it and see how your voice can improve when you're doing all your practice in your high placement. And I know some of you, when you're watching up to this point, eventually you realize that, hey, especially if you're doing this in your low placement, you realize that, hey, whatever I say in this video today doesn't make sense. And then I can already predict what you're going to do. Okay? You're going to do this. You're going to stop feeling any tension. And you're going to go back to singing your head voice. You're going to go back into doing this. You're going to start training your head voice and your falsetto. You're going to keep training them because they are easy until they become a strong mixed voice. If you think that's going to work, click the video in the cards. I have another video talking about what the fuck that doesn't work at all. But I hope you have learned a lot from today's video. And remember this. Stop relaxing as you sing higher. Start feeling the right and the perfect tension whilst you are in your high complete mixed voice vocal placement. Follow the link in the description box below if you want to learn how you can access your high complete mixed voice vocal placement. Hey, I've got to go now, so I'll catch you in another video.